Africa's leading the charge in Bitcoin adoption. Why do you think that is, and what's the vibe on the ground when it comes to crypto?
I think it's because of the challenges with, our countries. Like I said earlier, we have 42 currencies in the continent, and this makes trading very hard. And not only that, but our currencies, they devalue every day. Like it's really bad. So people are looking for alternative system, and here is Bitcoin. It's permissionless, and that like is so perfect because you don't need they don't need permission from anyone. And like I don't know who's I learned from Bitcoin data that good money always drives out bad money, and I think that is what is happening here in Africa, and that is why adoption is higher.
Welcome back to the Bitcoin Source, your ultimate destination for everything Bitcoin. I am Daru, your host for today's session. I am super excited to have a very special guest in the building. Sabina is the co-founder of Tando. Her journey into the Bitcoin space began as a content manager for Bitcoin Data, an initiative focused on educating African women about Bitcoin. And she has, kind of jumped the trajectories from that cohort into this super powerhouse businesswoman. Sabina, welcome to the Bitcoin Source.
So much, Dodu, for that amazing introduction. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me. And happy Jan 3 to you, by the way.
Yes, likewise. So I want to start things kind of from the beginning, Sabina. So you were a content manager for Bitcoin Data. What's the backstory there, and how did you get into the Bitcoin space?
All right. So, um, my Bitcoin journey started in 2018. That's when I first got to hear about Bitcoin. And I remember I was in campus. Um, and the way I had it was through a Ponzi scheme. So someone in the school was going around telling us that, hey, invest your money with me and I'm gonna double it using Bitcoin. And I didn't buy into it. I also didn't like invest in it because I was too broke. I was a campus student. I didn't have money. But it sparked a curiosity in me and I went ahead and did my own research on what Bitcoin is. And from what I understood back then, it was just digital money and I didn't understand the difference between Bitcoin and M-Pesa. So M-Pesa is our mobile money here in Kenya. So I just felt like whatever Bitcoin was doing, M-Pesa could do it. So I didn't really understand it. And I never paid attention again. Fast forward to 2020, that's when I completed my campus study and I was freelancing as a transcriber for an American company actually called Rev. And it's when I was doing this transcription I would hear people talk about Bitcoin in these podcasts that I would transcribe, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. And that reminded me, or sparked my curiosity again. But it was very confusing because they were talking about Solana and Ethereum, all these coins. And I was like, which one should I focus on? And I don't have the capacity to, cram all these coins. I just need one and I want to learn and understand what cryptocurrencies do. But again, I didn't have anyone to help me or to guide me. I ditched it. And then fast forward to 2002, I came across Bitcoin Data online and I saw that it's a platform that empowers African women through financial education with a focus on Bitcoin. And it was free of charge. So, of course, I was interested and I reached out to them. But they had the second cohort was ongoing when I texted them, so I could not join it. So I joined later in 2023, early 2023. I did the course, I graduated, and I finally got to understand like the difference now between Bitcoin and M-Pesa. And it was very mind blowing. Marcel does a great job when it comes to breaking down like the big Bitcoin jargons into simple words that you like understand. Like it was just amazing for me. And I was lucky enough that after I graduated, a few weeks later, I got the job at Bitcoin Data as their content creator and social media manager. So it just felt like everything was aligning. And this role, my social media, my content creator role, it has been very instrumental in my Bitcoin journey as it helped me to understand, it deepened my knowledge on Bitcoin and the potential it has. And now like I'm using some of that knowledge in Tando. And yeah, that has been my Bitcoin journey through Bitcoin data. And as you can see, I'm a testament to Marcel's work, like the impact that, she has created through Bitcoin data. And I'm not the only one. There's so many datas doing amazing work out here. And I'm so grateful to Marcel for, taking the initiative and starting these amazing, how do we call it? Yeah, an initiative to educate and empower us. It's more than an education platform, honestly. It's a sisterhood, and it has just transformed me and my journey into just like amazing. And yeah, I'm here now. So it's been cool.
Yeah, I'm super excited for you. Congratulations. Marcel is definitely one of my favorite people coming out of Africa. I've interviewed her twice at this point, and I just think that she is just an amazing human being, and what she's doing for women in Kenya and just across the whole continent is
Yeah,
something that I think should be championed on a super high level. So yeah.
exactly.
So Sabina, from education to innovation, you joined the Africa Bitcoin Conference Hackathon in 2023. You were a part of a team called Splice and you came up in second place. That's big. What was that experience like?
Uh, okay, so yeah, in 2023, I participated in the African Bitcoin Conference as part of the hackathon as part of Splice, which now goes by Splice Africa. And what they do is they provide cross-border payment infrastructure to financial institutions in Africa. And that was like my first experience with a startup, from coming up with an idea and turning it into an MVP. And that was like so surreal. And I just felt like a superhero. It was so cool. And I got to learn a lot. It was a very transformative learning experience for me. My role was I was a business development lead. So I contributed with market research, user research, defining the problem statement, and basically just supporting the whole ideation process. And I got to work with amazing, brilliant minds like the developers at Splice Africa. So we better shout out to them, Vlad, Colin, Nayoma, and they're all B Trust slash Color Fellows. So that just shows you the impact of such initiatives. And yeah, it was amazing. I got to learn a lot. And when we were defining the problem statement, I got a clear perspective of on how like flawed the African financial system is. We have 42 currencies across 54 countries, which makes trading very difficult. Like there's so many barriers there. And now with solutions like Splice, which are facilitating cross-border payments, trading becomes so much easy, seamless, and efficient. And finally, African countries can, tap into their full potential when it comes to trading with one another. So I'm very happy to participate and to contribute my 2 cents to such a project. And yeah, it's been a great experience. Just like Bitcoin Data laid the foundation for me, Splice has also done that. And yeah, I'm so grateful because it has all contributed to me being where I am right now.
Yes, awesome. You've been doing so many things in the space, making your moves. Now we have this birth of Tando, and you co-founded this, of course. This is what I would love to talk to you about. So tell us the vision behind Tando and what you're trying to achieve with this application.
Sure. So for those who are not familiar with Tando, it's a mobile app that gives freedom to anyone in Kenya or anyone who comes to Kenya. Yeah, it gives them freedom to spend their Bitcoin over the M-Pesa network. So anywhere M-Pesa is accepted in Kenya, you can spend your Bitcoin all thanks to Tando. And for those who are not familiar with M-Pesa, by the way, it's a mobile money network that allows people to transfer money, withdraw, deposit, or pay for goods and services. And it's a very big deal here in Kenya because 34 million Kenyans use M-Pesa. So you can just imagine that impact or the potential there. And what we've done with Tando is we've integrated this M-Pesa network with the Lightning network, hence, making Bitcoin be used as a currency on this M-Pesa network. So we are making Bitcoin practical and accessible for everyday use here in Kenya. And anyone who attended the African Bitcoin conference can tell you like it was just magic and everyone loved it. We believe that just as Kenya leapfrogged the world when it comes to mobile money, because Kenya was the birthplace for mobile money with M-Pesa, we believe we're going to do the same with Tando and Bitcoin to, to bring financial inclusion and to just help people adopt this currency. So our vision or our mission at Tando is to accelerate Bitcoin adoption as a medium of exchange across Africa, starting here in Kenya. So we want to see more people use Bitcoin as money. We want to help create more utility for Bitcoin. Because personally, I believe that if you want the Bitcoin network to scale, we are not going to achieve that just by hodling Bitcoin. We need to create utility for it. And that is what we are doing with Tando. And the impact this has on African communities is the impact is profound to start with, as it brings them like financial freedom by enabling them to use this money that is, that cannot be censored, it cannot be manipulated, it cannot be debased. And we want to see more Africans benefit from the freedom and the opportunities that Bitcoin offers. So, yeah, that's it. I would put it like that.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, there's so many people building in Africa. We got Heritage with Digi Oats, we have Marching
Yeah.
Koro with KG, we have yourself, and we're gonna definitely show the proof of work here right now live on the Bitcoin Source. I'm gonna use Tando, and I'm gonna actually send some Sats over the Lightning Network to show the world that how effective and awesome this application is. So for those in the audience, you will see this live. You will see a little screenshot of my phone as I actually go through Tando. So we're going to do that now. And thank you, Sabina, for giving me the opportunity to showcase your application.
A few moments later.
Got it here. I don't know if they can see that, but it's the last one. Yeah, received. How simple was
Perfect.
that? And how
Quick,
fast?
super fast.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes, no problem. And I'll put that in the episode so you'll see that.
Thank you.
No problem.
So yeah,
So
that's the music of Tando.
yeah, yeah. So Sabina, when you talk about revolutionizing Bitcoin as a medium of exchange, what's the real life impact? Like, what changes are there for the average person that uses Tando?
So first of all, like with Tando, the transactions are free. Yes. So in Kenya right now, transacting with other traditional means it's very expensive. So we are making it cheaper for people. And so yeah, saving them transaction fees. The second thing would be we have people who have been using Tando to send money back in the country to their families. Like today, I received an email from this guy from Canada, and he was just like so thankful because he used Tando to send money to his sister, and it was instant. It happened so fast. He didn't have to go through any third parties. He didn't need to fill any paperwork. It just, yeah, it was easy and simple and it worked. So we're making people's lives easier by, reducing the transaction fees, enabling them to send like seamless money transfers from one country to another, and just help. They're using better money, which is Bitcoin. So yeah, it's a win-win for everyone.
Africa's leading the charge in Bitcoin adoption. Why do you think that is, and what's the vibe on the ground when it comes to crypto?
I think it's because of the challenges with, our countries. Like I said earlier, we have 42 currencies in the continent, and this makes trading very hard. And not only that, but our currencies, they devalue every day. Like it's really bad. So people are looking for alternative system, and here is Bitcoin. It's permissionless, and that's like it's so perfect because they don't need permission from anyone. And like I don't know who's yeah, I learned from Bitcoin data that good money always drives out bad money, and I think that is what is happening here in Africa, and that is why adoption is skyrocketing. And I didn't realize like so many people have Bitcoin or use Bitcoin until we started Tando, because like I see the transactions every day and I'm like, wow, I didn't know like this many people have Bitcoin. And another thing about Africans or Kenyans in particular, because I'm Kenyan, like Kenyans are hustlers and they always like find a way, and they're always looking for like ways to make their lives easier. But like now, like if they don't want high transaction fees, one way or another, they're gonna find Tando. They're gonna like learn how to use it fast. And so yeah, I think what was the question again? Sorry, the
Yeah,
situation
I said like, what is the vibe on the ground in
on
Kenya
the
or in
ground.
Africa? Yep.
So yeah, like adoption is growing at a very high rate, and the future of Bitcoin looks promising. And honestly, it's because of how the current system is. And yeah, in a way, I'm so grateful that the current system is shitty because we'll see one by one, we are seeing more people come into the Bitcoin system, and that is what we want. So yeah.
Building a startup isn't easy, especially in the Bitcoin space. What's been the hardest part of your journey so far?
The hardest part of our journey, I can think of like a few challenges, but the first one that comes to mind is, with Tando, we are building a new system around like a node system. So that is definitely not easy. There's a lot of like friction there. But at the end of the day, it's very rewarding. Like, a few moments ago when you did that transaction, like when I see that happening, or when my team and I we see that happening, like it's like the challenges and the risks are worth it. And someone has to do it. And we're more than happy to be at the front line to lead this change and show people that it's doable. The other challenge would be regulation. Like it's a gray area, especially here in Kenya. Like we don't have a law that states Bitcoin is illegal, but also we don't have clear regulations. So you constantly have to look over your shoulder, and it would be nice to have something so that we can just focus on building. But we are hopeful this February the regulators are coming up with something, and we are waiting, and we are hoping for the best, and hopefully everything goes well. Yeah, so those are the two main challenges I would say. The other challenge was this stigma around Bitcoin, like it being a scam. But I think with Tando is helping us prove to people that no, Bitcoin is not a scam. It's actually real money, and you can walk to the supermarket and buy your milk and your goods with it. And yeah, so that's how they trust it. We actually came up with a concept. It's called proof of spend. And it's the idea that if you can prove to people that yeah, Bitcoin is money, if they can see it in action, then it becomes so easy for them to believe it. They're more curious, and they're willing to spend it or use it for their day-to-day transactions. So yeah, those are the few challenges, but we take them as learning opportunities. And I'm a very positive person, so I'm always hoping for the best. And yeah.
What's one thing you wish people really understood about Bitcoin?
This is a very deep question. One thing I wish they understood, it's that it's money. It's money. Just like the way we use Kenyan shillings, the way we use the dollar, that's Bitcoin. And that's it. Like it's not complicated as people think it is. Because I think there's so many misconceptions about Bitcoin, especially here in Africa, or the people I've interacted with in Kenya. It's like it's for tech people, it's for the elite, it just exists on the internet. And I want people to just know that it's money. That's it. You don't need to learn about the technicalities or, whatever is happening behind the scenes. And that's why, again, we have Tando, because we just want to show people that Bitcoin is money and remove all these other negative notions that they have about it. And the fact that it's permissionless, like you don't need anyone's permission. You don't need to sign any documents. You don't need like a third party or someone to connect you to this network. No, you just come as you are, and it's not discriminative as well. So you just come as you are, and yeah, you just participate in it. But it's money. That's what I want people to know. It's freedom money, and it's better than it's the best form of money we've ever had as humans.
Right, let's talk about the future. Where do you see Bitcoin heading in the next 5 to 10 years, and what role will Tando play in that?
So I see definitely the future is very promising. That's what I would say, especially here in Africa, because this is where I'm based, and seeing everything that all the projects that are going on, like all the individuals who are, contributing to this network, and products like Tano, Machankura, Bitcoin education initiatives like, Bitcoin Data, the core, the circular economies like Bitcoin Akasi, like all these projects, like it's a signal, it's a sign that, the future is bright and Bitcoin is going to keep growing. Like our system also are contributing to this, like our current system, they're so bad. Like right now in Kenya, we have protests going on. People want a better system. People want a better government. People people want better things and people want the system to work for them. And so I feel like that alone contributes to a Bitcoin's acceleration. So we are going to see, yeah, more people coming in. There's so many projects that are coming up. And so the future looks very promising. And how do I see Tando contributing to that? Definitely, again, Bitcoin is money. That's what we are trying to prove with Tando. And I think we are going to see more Tandos or like Tando in more countries. I hope to get to a point where we don't need it, if I'm being honest, because I want like people are spending Bitcoin now, and I want the merchants to start accepting Bitcoin willingly, because Tando is a bridge between the Bitcoin spenders and the merchants, because the merchants are not accepting Bitcoin yet. So in 10 years, I actually don't want Tando to exist in a way, because that means like adoption will be, to the moon, and we don't need tools like Tando, because it will be now peer to peer and everyone will have known how it works and they would understand it. And yeah, so that's my hope.
What's the ultimate goal for you personally? When you look back on your journey, what do you want your legacy to be?
Honestly, I just want to play my small part in helping to bring about a Bitcoin standard. And I think I'm on the right path, to be honest, with my contributions at Tando, Bitcoin data, supplies. And so, yeah, I think I'm doing it. And there's this mantra I live by is I want to live life and not just exist, And I feel like Bitcoin gives us that freedom to live life and not just exist, because it saves our value and we don't have to constantly worry about our value being eroded, like, inflation with the fiat currencies. So you have time when you save your value in Bitcoin, you have time to do other things in life. Like you can go out to the park and just, lie on the grass and watch the birds and just be a human, be free, how do I say it? Like breathe. Because, the fiat system, it traps us. Like it's this treadmill that you constantly have to keep up with. So you don't have time to go to the park. You don't have time to spend with your family. You don't have time to do things that you actually enjoy. But I think Bitcoin changes this. It gives us the freedom to be humans. And so I want more people to live life and not just exist. And I'm playing my small part in making that a reality. So yes, that would be my legacy. I want to remind people to live and not just exist. Yeah.
Sabina, you dropped a lot of gems today. For anyone who's watching this, especially the women out there who may be inspired by your journey, what's one piece of advice that you would give them?
Just do it. Knows, like personally for me, I didn't want to put myself out there, and I didn't feel like I'm ready because I'm not even 2 years in this space. I've been in the Bitcoin space for 1 year and about 8 months now, not even 2 years. And I felt like, I was not ready. Sometimes I go on Twitter and like people are smart and I'm reading all these threads, all these knowledge bombs they're dropping. And I'm like, can I do this really? Like I wanted to give up so bad, but I keep pushing. Every day I push because we are all needed in this network. Like your contribution, no matter how small it is, trust me, it's gonna make an impact. So you have to do it. Do it for the future of, the coming generations, our kids, and for humanity. Like we deserve better. I feel like we've been enslaved for so long because of the current system. And most people don't know that. But Bitcoin is our chance to like be free. And so in whatever way you can contribute, please do it. Do not be shy. Do not be scared. We are all learning and every day we learn. And even the smartest people, those who think they're smart, they're also learning. And don't let your insecurities hold you back. So we need you. And yeah, please come and contribute.
All right, Sabina, co-founder of Tando, keep doing your thing and pushing boundaries. Thank you for coming through today with the Bitcoin Source.
Thank you so much for having me, Tando.
And that's it for today. For my audience, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more interviews with the game changers out there like Sabina. We will catch you next time. Peace.